NetherRealm is trying a very risky angle once again with their most famous characters after, dare I say, failing to truly actualize the visions they had in mind for what the dark versions of these fighters would be like over a decade ago. I'm mainly talking about Raiden and the champion of Mortal Kombat, Liu Kang. Now, I've been sitting on the sidelines of making videos because, well, too little was known about this story, and I pretty much didn't want to embarrass myself by making too much outlandish theories that turned out to be totally wrong. So forgive my lack of Mortal Kombat uploads. And to be totally transparent with you, I even had a theory about why Noob Saibot would not make the roster, and of course he was recently revealed. So yeah, I was right. My intuition was correct to stopping me from making all these theoretical videos. But now, the story trailer has been out. We've pretty much received the bulk of all the story info we're most likely to get before launch, which gives me all the juicy story details I need to speculate, theorize, and answer burning questions you guys interested in the lore of Mortal Kombat would want to hear, and be, for the most part, pretty accurate. Alright? Now back to what this video is truly about. Answering the question as to how NetherRealm can execute making Raiden's dark version to be one of the best anti-heroes / full villains we've ever seen. And they already seem to be on the right track, but it would be rather easy for them to derail and fall off the path they're currently on when it comes to Dark Raiden by making silly mistakes as the story progresses when we play it, and fail to take advantage of some pretty intense scenarios I'd hope they take advantage of to make some huge emotional impacts on the community. So let's start with my first point to ensure Dark Raiden is well done in Mortal Kombat 11. Number 1. Treat him like a god power-wise, and let everyone who dares to challenge him in combat to fully acknowledge their blatant inferiority to him. This is big, and what made MKX suck so much at times in the story mode, which is the lack of fear and intimidation expressed by all the characters towards their opponents, which as a consequence never made you feel like the fate of the world was ever truly on the line, because everyone always seemed pretty confident they could comfortably deal with all of their enemies and the situation presented in front of them without flinching one bit about it. They need to cut out the quote-unquote everyone is equal vibe. Number 2, a good fight scene. I don't know what the fuck happened over at NetherRealm since the 3D era I'm speaking about during the PS2 games, but the fight scenes for the games back then were godlike. The trailers for the PS4 era have been incredible too, but the badassery never transferred into the in-game fight scenes. All the characters suddenly get slower and powers nerfed, kind of. Basically, they stop seeming superhuman. Keyword being seeming. Yeah, they're clearly doing superhuman things, but they move at regular human type speeds from my perception, if you know what I mean. I want Raiden to do what I know he's capable of, which is fighting multiple high-level combatants all at once. They tried it in MKX with the fight between Raiden versus Kitana, Kung Lao, and Liu Kang, but that was severely underwhelming to look at. Take me back to the incredible Mortal Kombat Deception fight scene, and we'll have a classic moment on our hands. Number 3, tone down the emotions. I want Raiden to be blasé as hell when someone questions his authority. I don't want to see Raiden yelling and screaming at any and everyone to get the point across that he's the one in charge. Keep it simple. Like when you know Superman is pissed, his eyes just stay glowing red. And boy, does that get me feeling shook every time I've ever seen it when it comes to comics or the Injustice series, for example. In Raiden's case, just make the sky go dark and a thunderstorm roll through and people start acting up or something, you know, something nuanced like that. But the point I'm trying to get across, let Raiden's aura of power do all the talking for him to clearly communicate that he's not messing around anymore. Number 4. Let there be someone who's close to Raiden and can sympathize and empathize with him taking this dark path. Be a central focus throughout the story. The candidate for this job I propose is none other than Hanzo, aka Scorpion. In the previous game MKX, Scorpion was robbed. Well, he wasn't robbed, excuse me. In MKX, Scorpion robbed Raiden of the chance to return Quan Chi's revenant fighters back to the world of the living by killing Quan Chi for his own personal revenge. And as a second consequence, listen to me, as a second consequence, it allowed for the return of Shinnok, who almost destroyed Earthrealm. So coming into this game, they won't be on the best of terms, but I can see Hanzo being on a road to redemption type of story arc. And no one other than him would be able to confidently speak to Raiden about why letting the darkness control him will lead to nothing but destruction. Hanzo is the only person other than Liu Kang that is right for this particular job. But I have better plans for Liu Kang, which I'll speak about in a future video to come. Now my final point is what you probably would have read in the thumbnail if I developed the balls to do it, but we'll see. Raiden kills Johnny Cage. Oh my god! Ever since Cassandra Cage was revealed for Mortal Kombat X back in 2014, and I saw how similar she was to both Sonya and Johnny in style and combat, it seemed to me that she was created to replace both of them. I even made a video about this years ago, but it didn't happen in MKX. But after her reveal for Mortal Kombat 11, she became even more like her parents than ever before. This is the window, NetherRealm, to create the most impactful death scene in Mortal Kombat since Deadly Alliance. Let Raiden kill Johnny Cage. And before you fans get riled up, don't sweat it. We have 2 Johnny Cages now. Letting Raiden kill one of them is good enough for me. I need Raiden to be in a protection of Earthrealm comes for a state of mind to the teeth, and he won't compromise that for anyone. And it'll give Johnny a chance to have much more depth as a character if he ends up sacrificing himself to stop Raiden from doing something really messed up. And that, oh my god, the story implications. Raiden is responsible for killing 2 of his champions, Liu Kang and now Johnny Cage. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how NetherRealm can master Dark Raiden this time around from my point of view. Let me hear what other little moments of evil you'd like to see Raiden indulge in when MK11 comes around. I'm down for finally having some good old MK lore discussions down in the comments below. Anyway, this has been your boy JK. Peace out, and of course enjoy your day. Yeah man.